Welcome to Token Topics. I hope everybody's doing great. We're going to dive into the world of XDC. The XDC network has the world's attention and is said to be the irreplaceable backbone of modern global trade. That is a strong statement. We're going to look into that. Also, we're going to hear words from Andre Casterman from Casterman Advisory about the TFD initiative, trade tech, tokenization, and more. If you're an XDC fan, I hope you enjoy it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. Alright, DCENT family, I have a special announcement. We are delighted to announce a groundbreaking integration. A Star Network, a cutting-edge smart contract platform on Polkadot, has become an integral part of the DCENT wallet ecosystem. This strategic step marks a significant advancement in our commitment to providing users with a secure, streamlined, and comprehensive experience in managing Polkadot-based assets. Now, if you'd like to learn more about this, I'll put a link in the description so you could read through it. XDC Network, the irreplaceable backbone of modern global trade finance. How about that? The backbone. Now, Amelia Jones, she highlighted some areas from this article. I'm going to put the article in the description, but then I also want to go over some comments from Son White of XDC Australia. So good information here. So let's go over some of the highlights that are in this article. Trade flow capital milestones in digital trade finance. In a historic move, Trade Flow Capital, a leading SME trade finance provider, has successfully executed a digital transaction using e-bill of lading. This innovative operation is supported by key technology providers like XDC Trade Network, Propine, TradeFinex, and Yoda Plus under the Progressive Trade Trust framework marks a significant advancement in trade finance. Also, you have the collaboration for success. This achievement highlights the power of collaboration among industry leaders, showcasing the efficiency and transparency brought about by cutting-edge technologies. And we have XDC Network's global influence, and they are a global leader. So the recently released ICC UK report sheds light on the growing influence of the XDC network ecosystem, with global trade finance organizations praising its capabilities. TradeFlow Capital's digital transaction serves as proof of the platform's efficiency and transparency in trade finance operations. Then you have pioneering tokenization, which we heard from Andre Cerman is a hot topic. XDC Network, a blockchain trailblazer, became the first to join the esteemed Trade Finance Distribution Initiative in 2021. The platform's chairman sees immense potential in bridging the $19 trillion trade finance asset class through tokenization and digital assets. You also have advancing liquidity. The collaboration between TradeTech and XDC Network resulted in the launch of a Trade token, the first regulated trade finance-backed fungible security token. These tokens are set to enhance liquidity in trade finance sector. We also have recognition and white paper feature XDC Network's prominence, underscored by its feature in the International Chamber of Commerce and Trade Finance Global and World Trade Organization white paper. TradeFinex, the platform's trade finance arm, specializes in deploying tokenized assets on blockchain networks. Here we go. We also have global recognition. The World Trade Organization emphasized the significance of TradeFinex and XDC in their 2020 book, Blockchain, DLT, and Trade, Where Do We Stand? That was big right there. XDC Network features renowned for its global open source delegated proof-of-stake consensus network. XDC Network stands out with features like the hybrid relay bridges, instant block finality, and interoperability with ISO 20022 financing messaging standard. Son White of XDC Australia responds, great information here. Built on XDC Network, platforms like TradeTech, XDC Trade Network, Yoda Plus, TradeFinex, and hand-in-glove integrations with compliant digital blockchain onboarding, negotiable trade instrument platforms like the Singaporean IMDA's Graduate Trade Trust and the Scandinavian-based Inigio, I hope I said that right, provided the battle-tested and regulatory compliant backbone of this emergent international trade digitalization ecosystem. The formative years of launching the actual DPoS, decentralized and censorship-resistant network, under the gaze of Monetary Authority of Singapore and Abu Dhabi Global Market, has set this all up for a smooth transition to more efficient and more green economy. All the many forms of sustainability the planet could hope for. No surprises, FIs and banks all around the world are increasingly aligning or sourcing XDC solutions and or infrastructure for more of their financial services and trade solutions on behalf of their clients and stakeholders, with many more to follow. That is very bullish. This is truly exciting. Exciting news in trade finance. SWIFT, in collaboration with BNY Mellon, Deutsche Bank, and 4 leading electronic bills of lading platforms, has successfully trialed an interoperability solution. This breakthrough paves the way for seamless connectivity and enhanced efficiency in trade finance operations. The collaborative effort demonstrates the power of industry cooperation in streamlining trade processes by bridging interoperability gaps among EBL platforms. This trial brings us one step closer to a more connected, efficient, and digitized trade environment. This accomplishment highlights the commitment of financial institutions' EBL platforms toward innovation and interoperability. The successful trial signifies a pivotal enhancement in trade finance, offering a glimpse into a future where different platforms can seamlessly communicate and transact. The implications of this interoperability solution are immense, promising reduced friction in trade operations, faster settlements, and enhanced transparency. It's a testament to the collaborative spirit driving transformative change in the trade finance landscape. And I just want to highlight this right here. So SWIFT has responded to industry calls for interoperability among different EBL platforms, allowing users to interact using a single identity, leveraging its extensive experience in global interoperability in recent initiatives like interlinking central bank digital currencies. SWIFT is well positioned to address the EBL challenge. Next, I'd like to show this. This is big, and it just shows what's on the horizon. Tokenize real-world assets, or RWAs, could grow to a $10 trillion market by 2030 as crypto converges to TradeFi. All right, everybody, we're going to hear from Andre Casterman from Casterman Advisory. He's a bit of a rock star with the XDC community. He's a non-executive director of TradeTech, which is a platform built on the XDC network. He's very much trying to push his technology forward. And one of the hot topics he mentions is tokenization, which is what we're all here for, right? So we're going to not only get a quick rundown of who he is, but we're also going to get an understanding of the TFD initiative and also TradeTech and more.
We now called FinTech. I've been in that industry for 32 years, starting really in the multi-bank community through SWIFT as an employee for 24 years, and then joining the startup space by becoming an investor in startups and advising startups in terms of working with industry stakeholders, in particular the banks. So that has been really my focus for 30 plus years, focusing on bringing advanced technology to banks in order for them to become more efficient and grow their business.
Okay. And for those who don't already know, what is the Trade Finance Distribution Initiative?
So in 2018, with one of my fintech investments, we'll talk about TradeTech a bit later, we set up the Trade Finance Distribution Initiative, recognizing the need for creating a community of stakeholders, financial institutions, but also technology and legal firms, law firms, a community to establish trade finance as an investable asset class. It was an investable asset class back then for a very few top banks who had transformed back then on a proprietary basis the trade asset class as investable for institutional investors. However, that had not been democratized to the wider banking community. So after four years, indeed, we have been able to demonstrate that technology can be democratized, brought as a software as a service offering to smaller institutions, smaller banks, but also smaller players active in trade finance, and helping them take advantage of capital markets liquidity. So we now have not only a community established, but also a number of advanced players, large banks, smaller banks, and institutional investors, making sure that liquidity can go from back and forth, depending on the need from the clients of the banks, which are usually, in this case, the corporates and SMEs.
How is technology helping? What are the main ways in which technology is helping international trade finance?
Yes, definitely there are multiple sets of technologies now, and trade has always been paper driven because national laws require some documents to be produced and exchanged on paper, like bills of lading in sea transportation or bills of exchange and promissory notes. But laws are changing. More and more technologies are used, again, to automate processes, to remove manual handling of like checking documents. More and more this is automated. In the area of TFD initiative, what we are using technology to bridge the banking space, so those who are frontlining corporates and SMEs, and extending liquidity to those end customers. And we are bridging that banking space with the capital market space. Now, those two spaces have very different ways of working. And with TFD initiative, we have developed the technology to transform payables and receivables into notes. Notes that are capital markets instruments that institutional investors are used to handle across multiple investment classes, handling potentially billions, trillions of dollars on notes across multiple asset classes. And in trade, that was missing. This automated bridge between the banking space serving corporates and the institutional investors having the liquidity. So we have built technology through Trade Tech that is basically automating the transfer of assets, like invoices being funded from the banking space to the capital market space. And of course, if we transfer the asset, we transfer the money back at the same time. And this is the money going, for instance, from a pension fund to a supply chain finance or e-commerce platform and down to the SME. And that's how technology is being used there to automate this, because we're working at very granular level. The amount of invoices we fund on a daily basis is huge and can't be handled on manually in Excel. This is impossible. The cost would be too high. The errors would be too numerous. We need to automate this. And that's what TFD initiative has delivered, so that someone can take advantage of this complex transformation engine without having to develop it, just being able to subscribe to it, to pay as you go, in order to distribute your assets to institutional investors.
Yeah, and you've just mentioned Trade Tech and also IFTI you're a board member of as well. Could you tell us a bit more about those? How do they work and what are the main benefits for businesses?
Yes, so basically Trade Tech is the software as a service hub of TFD initiative. So this is the technology hub that demonstrates through actual client use that trade finance can be investable in a democratized way. That means any type of originator, any size, a new alternative lender, or an established small factoring company or a larger bank can use the Trade Tech hub to start distributing in an automated way invoices being funded to institutional investors. And the Trade Tech hub has become, in the trade space, really the most comprehensive platform for distributing trade assets to institutional investors, because sometimes you need a note structure, a repackaging, a securitization program. Sometimes you need an outright assignment. Sometimes you have a credit insurance policy. So depending on the type of transaction and requirements of the market, you have different mechanisms to basically distribute trade risks and assets. And that's what TradeTech focuses on. TradeTech will not go to the SMEs to fund the SMEs, to onboard the SMEs. We onboard only the basically originators of that want to distribute to institutional investors, and we onboard institutional investors as well. TradeTech is the main hub, but that doesn't mean it's the only technology, because within the bank you have booking systems that have to feed the TradeTech hub with the transactions that need to be funded and need to be exchanged and between the various TradeTech clients. And recently we have expanded into the blockchain space in 2021 by basically being able to tokenize also trade assets, because some institutional investors are looking at tokenization rather than notes issuance. And this is another technique basically to repackage and securitize transactions. Tokenization is a growing topic. It's still very early days, but we see regulators are also very active on that technology track.
So if you missed out on the 200 free Algorand, or maybe the last $20 cashback event, or maybe even missed out on the Black Friday deal through DCENT, not all is lost. This is your last chance to get on something special before Christmas. If you purchase a DCENT wallet through Token Topics through an affiliate link, you can receive $20 cashback in XRP. It's simple. All you do is purchase a wallet through Token Topics, then you fill out a form, and then you relax. And the rewards will be sent out on the 30th of December. So to get $20 cash back in XRP, after you purchase a wallet, in the description, you're going to see where you just have to fill out your email, your last name, your city, the country you live in, and of course your XRP wallet address, a tag if needed, and a number of wallets purchased, and then you submit it. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do subscribe and hit the like. It helps the channel. Thank you.